Hello and welcome to Nutshell Recaps. This video explains the synopsis of the movie My Fault. Warning, there will be spoilers, so proceed with caution. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, it will really help our channel grow. In the opening scene of the film, Rafaela, Noah's mother, and the two of them move in with William Meister, Rafaela's newly affluent husband. A teenager named Noah is resentfully dragged from her comfortable existence to live with her mother and stepfather. Although Rafaela is excited to begin a new chapter and wants to share her joy with Noah, the latter is unimpressed by the affluent lifestyle and feels that it is artificial and unconnected from Rafaela's true personality. When Noah arrives at the opulent mansion, Nicholas is there. Nicholas, the proud and a little haughty son of William, is not happy about Noah's arrival, but from the beginning, he is drawn to Noah's rebellious spirit. It becomes clear at their first family dinner together that Noah and Nicholas are very different from one another. Nicholas, who is not only a talented surfer, but is also pursuing a legal career, is depicted as the model of perfection, at least by William and Rafaela's standards, while Noah chooses to ridicule and make fun of her stepbrother. After supper, Nicholas makes the decision to depart to work on a legal matter, and in answer to their parents' plea, Noah says she too wants to go. Nicholas is supposed to deliver Noah to their house, but he is not as good-natured and upright as he seems to his father. Behind closed doors, he enjoys an exciting lifestyle filled with parties, vehicle racing, and boxing contests to help him cope with his worries. Nicholas stopped the car in the middle of the road when Noah mentioned his mother. When Noah discovered herself stranded in a remote area with a dead phone battery, a kind stranger stepped forward and graciously offered to drive her home. Unexpectedly, this stranger was acquainted with Nick. As there were no other options available right away, Noah consented to go to the party with Mario. Nick had made the choice to forego his customary chores in order to enjoy himself at the party. Many women at the event were eager to capture his attention, and he thoroughly enjoyed the attention and flirtation he received from them. Meanwhile, Noah, feeling frustrated with Nick's behavior, attempted to blackmail him by threatening to inform their parents about his deceitful actions. However, the situation quickly took an unexpected turn when Noah inadvertently consumed spiked drinks at the party, causing her to become intoxicated and vulnerable. Despite their disputes, Nick intervened to help her and assure her safety. He made sure she got home safely. After this incident, they jointly decided to make a secrecy agreement whereby they would each keep their own secrets from their parents. Noah made the choice to go to an illegal auto race that Nicholas, commonly known as Nick, was taking part in. However, Nick's joy was overshadowed when he saw Noah kissing another man, which deeply troubled him. It turned out that Noah's boyfriend, Dan, had cheated on her with her best friend, and she had received photographic evidence of their infidelity. Nick was initially distracted by Noah's presence, but managed to win the first race. Noah kissed a stranger in an effort to get even. Nick intervened after observing Noah's unpredictable behavior and put forth a strategy to calm her inner distress. He recommended that they stage a kiss for the camera with the understanding that she would then go back to her house. Noah accepted the agreement because he found peace in the plan. While they attempted to explain their acts as being done only for the photo, Noah and Nick were undoubtedly attracted to one another and understood deep down that their relationship went much farther than that. To demonstrate her value and alert Dan to her actions, Noah got the photo and emailed it to him. Later, when Noah was waiting for Jenna in Nick's race vehicle, Ronnie, a recently released criminal, unexpectedly came up to her and challenged her to a race. Ronnie insisted on forcing Noah to participate despite her best efforts to flee the situation after he insulted her. Due to her father's history as a car racer, Noah resolved to defeat him in order to teach him a lesson. She grudgingly consented to do so. Despite her skills, Noah quickly realized that Ronnie had missiled her because she had grown up accustomed with the sport. Nick was actually expected to compete in the championship race because Ronnie had broken the competition's regulations, according to an earlier agreement between the two. A fight broke out after Ronnie insulted Noah, and Nick hit Ronnie in the face to defend her despite losing his prized car and the winnings from the race. Ronnie demanded that Nick turn over his car and erase the money as punishment. By continuing to show Noah his concern and care, Nick demonstrated the sincerity of his affections for her. When Noah was a little child, she experienced domestic abuse within her family. Nicholas noticed that Noah had a great aversion to violence and eventually learned the underlying explanation. Because Ronnie had violated the competition's rules, as per a previous agreement between the two, Nick was really anticipated to participate in the championship race. Ronnie insulted Noah, which led to a brawl. Nick struck Ronnie in the face to defend her despite losing his precious car and the race's proceeds. As punishment, Ronnie requested that Nick turn over his car and delete the money. Nick continued to show Noah his concern and care, proving to her that he truly loved her. When Noah was a young child, her family engaged in domestic violence. Nicholas saw Noah's strong dislike of violence and eventually discovered the underlying cause. Nicholas now understood why Noah abhorred all forms of violence. She could not face the idea of being associated with someone who delighted in violence and employed it as a coping mechanism. Despite their resolve to keep their distance from one another, Nicholas could understand Noah's rage after knowing about her background. He vowed to do whatever it took to keep Noah safe. When Noah started receiving threatening messages from an anonymous source, she was convinced that Ronnie, whom she had just recently beaten in a challenge, was responsible. Though Noah initially ignored the messages, she kept them as evidence in case she needed to take action against the sender. With the release of Noah's father from prison, Nicholas took on the responsibility of safeguarding her. Rafaela, concerned that her ex-husband would seek revenge on Noah for testifying against him, expressed her worries despite knowing that society would not approve of their relationship. Nicholas and Noah were deeply in love. Nicholas could not control his feelings for Noah, but being in a romantic relationship with his stepsister was not a viable option. Noah and Nicholas made the decision to spend one more night together, honoring their love before parting ways. They went to a convenience store the next morning to buy defense. Noah waited in the car as Nicholas went into the store. Suddenly, Ronnie came out and violently removed Noah from the car, kidnapping her. Noah had already left the business by the time Nicholas left. Nicholas was able to determine Ronnie and his cronies were accountable for Noah's kidnapping after watching the store's CCTV footage. When Noah awoke from her coma, she had the startling insight that her own father was the mastermind behind the whole scheme. It all started when he met Ronnie when he was in jail, and the two of them came up with a sinister scheme to get revenge on his own daughter. In a twisted move, he asked William and Rafaela pay a huge sum of 1 million units of money in exchange for Noah's safe return. William and Rafaela anxiously awaited Noah's father's arrival at the appointed spot as indicated by a phone call, but he never showed up, leaving them perplexed and apprehensive. Rafaela was astute enough to discern Noah's father's true motivations and realized that he hadn't really planned this complex ploy to make money, but rather torment her and Noah. Unbeknownst to William and Rafaela, Noah's father had installed a network of tracking devices throughout the area, likely as a result of their turbulent past. He was well aware that Nicholas was on his way to arrest him, accompanied by the police. In the meantime, Nicholas made the surprising revelation that the insurance provider had secretly installed a tracking device in the car he had to turn over to Ronnie after finishing last. Nicholas set out to find them using the tracking device his insurance company had issued. In order to avoid leaving any possibility for escape, Noah's father forced her to join him in a dangerous high-speed chase while holding her at gunpoint as the police chase intensified. Noah and his father quickly drove away from the garage in a bright red automobile. Nicholas, who was following him in the passenger seat and had a detective with him, was getting closer to where they were. Finally, in a busy marina, Noah and her father were stranded at the end of a pier. As the authorities drew in and their fate hung in the balance, their dire predicament came to a head. Instinctively, they know what needs to be done as their eyes meet as Nick drives his car to the other end of the pier and parks himself on the other side. As their eyes contact, a wordless understanding occurs between them. Noah teaches Nick a seemingly impossible maneuver while they are both viewing a movie in a unique environment. He explains that it involves pulling the brake, turning the wheel 20 degrees to the right, followed by a fast turn of 60 degrees to the left. They have no hesitation in carrying out this complex move. Both Noah and Nick immediately lower their heads as they head straight for one another, expertly completing the maneuver, spinning past one another, and narrowly avoiding a potentially hazardous situation. A detective fires her revolver, shattering the tense mood. Sadly, the bullet misses Noah's father, leaving Noah and Nick unhurt physically but emotionally traumatized. The scene changes and Nick enters Noah's room covertly while it is still dark outside. He has just had a terrifying nightmare. Despite having previously planned to part, they are relieved to have made it through the hardship together and take comfort in each other's company. Nick's deep emotions are triggered by the event, and as a result, he declares his love for Noah. Despite the probable prejudice and retaliation they might encounter from society, the two of them reconcile and rekindle their romance. They choose to keep their relationship a secret in order to find solace in its covert character.